Have you ever wondered how we went from flat? Before we start, please subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 500 subscribers, and let's start two-dimensional images to the immersive 3D visuals we see today. This journey is a fascinating one, and it begins in the early 19th century with a gentleman named Sir Charles Wheatstone. In 1838, Sir Wheatstone introduced us to the concept of stereoscopic photography, a significant stepping stone towards the development of 3D technology. But what exactly is stereoscopic photography? Well, it's a technique that creates the illusion of depth in an image by taking two photos from slightly different angles, mimicking the way our two eyes perceive the world around us. When viewed through a special device, these two images merge into one, giving the observer a sense of depth and realism. This principle of stereoscopy is the basis of 3D technology. By presenting two slightly offset images separately to the left and right eye, we can trick our brain into perceiving a single three-dimensional scene. Quite ingenious, wouldn't you say? Despite Wheatstone's groundbreaking invention, it would take more than a century before 3D technology would make its way into the mainstream. It wasn't until the mid-20th century that 3D films started to gain popularity, with the release of movies like Devil and House of Wax. These films brought a new level of immersion and excitement to the cinema, making audiences feel like they were part of the action. But 3D technology didn't stop at the movies. It continued to evolve and expand, eventually finding its way into television series and video games, enhancing our entertainment experiences even further. Of course, 3D technology isn't just about entertainment. It's also a powerful tool in fields like architecture, medicine, and engineering, helping professionals to visualize complex structures and processes in a way that wasn't possible with two-dimensional images. So the birth of 3D technology can be traced back to the 19th century, but it took a while before it became a part of our daily lives. But as with many things, good things come to those who wait. And the wait for 3D has been well worth it, don't you think? So when did 3D visuals leap off the pages of scientific research and onto the big screen? Well, it's a fascinating journey that began in the early 20th century. In 1922, the first 3D film, The Power of Love, made its debut, kicking off a new era in the film industry. This silent film used anaglyph glasses, which were a combination of red and green lenses, to create an illusion of depth. The audience members would wear these glasses, and the two slightly different images projected on the screen would combine in their minds to create a three-dimensional effect. But the journey of 3D cinema didn't stop there. Throughout the decades, the process of creating 3D visuals in movies evolved significantly. The 50s saw the golden era of 3D cinema, with numerous films using the technology. Yet it was the release of the blockbuster Jaws 3D in the 80s that truly reignited interest in 3D cinema. Advancements in technology led to the development of digital 3D, which made the visuals more immersive and realistic. The shift from film to digital also made it easier for filmmakers to incorporate 3D effects. Films like Avatar and Gravity pushed the boundaries and showed us what 3D technology could truly achieve in cinema. These films not only entertained audiences but also demonstrated how 3D could enhance storytelling, making viewers feel like they were part of the action. However, it's important to remember that 3D is just one tool in a filmmaker's toolbox. It's not necessarily better or worse than traditional 2D cinema, but rather it offers a different viewing experience. And like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how it's used. A well-crafted 3D film can draw viewers into the story in a way that a 2D film might not, but it's ultimately up to the filmmakers to use the technology effectively. The evolution of 3D in movies is a testament to how technology can transform an industry, not just in terms of visuals, but in the way stories are told and experienced. And as technology continues to evolve, who knows what the future holds for 3D cinema? From movies to video games, 3D technology has revolutionized entertainment. But how exactly did this transition happen? Let's rewind to the early days of gaming. In the late 70s, the gaming world was dominated by pixelated characters moving in two dimensions. Then came a game changer, Battlezone. Released by Atari in 1980, Battlezone was one of the first arcade games to use vector graphics to create a rudimentary three-dimensional perspective. Following hot on its heels was the Star Wars arcade game, also from Atari, which further pushed the boundaries of 3D gaming. These early games planted the seed for what would become a booming industry. But it wasn't just about the graphics. The true power of 3D in gaming lies in its ability to enhance gameplay and player immersion. Unlike two-dimensional games where actions are limited, three-dimensional games offer a world of possibilities. Players can move around, jump, fly, explore vast landscapes, and interact with their environment in a way that mimics real life. It's this realism and freedom of movement that make 3D games so compelling. Moreover, the use of 3D models allows for a much greater level of detail in character and environment design. From the wrinkles on a character's face to the intricate details of a fantasy world, it's all possible with 3D technology. But what really sets 3D games apart is the depth perception they provide. In a 3D game, objects closer to the player appear larger, while those further away appear smaller, creating a sense of depth and distance. This makes the gaming experience much more realistic and immersive. The impact of 3D technology on the gaming industry cannot be overstated. It's transformed the way we play, allowing us to step into the shoes of characters and explore virtual worlds in a way we could only dream of in the past. As 3D technology continues to evolve, we can only expect the line between virtual and reality to blur even further. The possibilities are truly endless. 3D technology has certainly taken gaming to a whole new level of realism and immersion. 3D and HD are both buzzwords in the world of visual technology, but what's the difference between them? Well, they're not so much competitors as they are teammates, each bringing a unique aspect to the game. Let's start with 3D. It stands for three-dimensional, and as the name suggests, it gives depth to visuals. Imagine a piece of paper. A drawing on this paper is two-dimensional, having only height and width. But when we give it depth, adding that third dimension, it becomes 3D. This is what 3D technology does. It takes flat images and adds depth to them, creating an illusion of space and making the visuals appear more realistic, more immersive. Now let's talk about HD. HD stands for high definition. It doesn't concern itself with adding depth, but it's all about clarity and detail. HD technology increases the number of pixels in an image, and more pixels mean more detail. It's like looking through a clean window versus a dirty one. With the clean or high-definition window, you see everything vividly, every leaf on the trees, every brick in the wall. So you see, 3D and HD work on different aspects of an image. 3D adds depth, making the image appear more lifelike, while HD adds detail, making the image clearer and more vivid. They are complementary technologies, each enhancing our visual experience in their own way. It's like going to a play. The 3D is the stage design, bringing the world of the play to life. The HD, on the other hand, is the lighting, making sure you see every detail of the actors' costumes, every expression on their faces. And if you're wondering whether 3D and HD can coexist, the answer is a resounding yes. In fact, many modern visual technologies like 4K TVs and VR headsets actually combine 3D and HD to deliver the best possible viewing experience. So while 3D and HD might seem similar, they serve very different purposes in enhancing our visual experiences. Now that we've explored the past and present of 3D technology, what does the future hold? It's a tantalizing question. 3D technology, once the stuff of science fiction, is rapidly becoming a cornerstone of our everyday lives. Consider virtual reality. This immersive technology relies heavily on 3D modeling to create convincing interactive environments. Today, we're seeing it used for everything from video games to virtual tours of museums and historical sites. But we're merely scratching the surface. Imagine virtual reality classrooms where students can explore the pyramids of Egypt or the depths of the ocean, all from the comfort of their own homes. But let's step out of the virtual and into the physical. In medicine, 3D printing is revolutionizing the field. Surgeons are now able to print exact replicas of a patient's organ to plan complex surgeries ahead of time. Bioprinting, the printing of living tissues, holds the potential for creating personalized organ transplants. This could eliminate the need for organ donors and save countless lives. And what about space exploration? NASA is already using 3D printing to manufacture parts on the International Space Station, but the possibilities extend far beyond. Imagine being able to construct entire habitats on other planets using materials found on site. This could be the key to establishing sustainable human colonies on Mars and beyond. The leap from 2 dimensions to 3 has been transformative, and it's only the beginning. The difference between 3D and HD is not just about quality, it's about depth, immersion, and interaction. It's about stepping into the screen and becoming part of the story. The features of 3D technology are continually evolving, and as they do, they bring us closer to a reality where the lines between the digital and physical worlds are blurred. The potential applications of 3D technology are limitless. They are only bound by the limits of our imagination. The future of 3D technology is as wide as our imagination can stretch, transforming not just our entertainment, but potentially every aspect of our lives.